Which is the highest peak in the world? Yes, Mount Everest. Let's consider a story, The Summit Within, written by H.P.S. Ahluwalia. He was a member of the first successful Indian expedition to Mount Everest in 1965. Through this story, he tells that how did he feel when he stood on the highest point in the world. Let's learn it in the short form. You know what is the meaning of the word the summit? Summit means the highest point. Major Ahluwalia was a member of the first team conquering Mount Everest in 1965. In this extract, he tells about his feelings standing on the highest peak of the world. His first feeling was of humility. He thanked God because the expedition had ended successfully. He was both happy and sad. He felt aggrieved because he had reached the summit, and after that there would be nothing higher to climb. Climbing the Mount Everest gave a deep sense of joy which lasts for a lifetime. The experience changes one completely. It was a conquest of a high mountain, but the writer felt that climbing or getting over the summit of the mind was no less difficult. While climbing down from the top, he asked himself why he had chosen to climb, because that was very difficult. This achievement became a thing of the past. It would fade with the passing of time. He questioned himself as to why people wish to climb high mountains. The simplest answer is that it is a difficult task, and man feeling great in overcoming difficulties, right? Climbing a mountain is a tough task because it tests one's physical strength and willpower. The writer then proceeds to answer the personal question. Mountains had an attraction for him since his childhood. He missed them while he was away from them. Their beauty and grandeur presented a challenge. Above all, mountains are a way to feel close to God. But why Everest? He chose it because it was the highest and the most challenging task. It was a hard struggle with rocks and ice. When he stood on the summit, the highest point, he felt the joy of having done something great, of achieving great victory. The call of Everest drawn him to it. It is difficult to tell the reason. For climbing, it is like answering why one breathes or why you do good acts. The success is followed by a sense of fulfillment or satisfaction. It is a proof of man's love for adventure. The experience is not just physical but spiritual. You make all your effort to go up. Breathing is difficult. There are moments when you feel like going back, but something in you checks you from giving up. When you reach the top, you tell yourself that it was a rewarding effort. Below, you see the vast valleys. You bow down to God for your worship. The writer left a picture of Guru Nanak, and his companion Rawat left a picture of goddess Durga on Everest. Edmund Hillary buried a cross under the rocks in the snow. These are the symbols of respect to God. So friends, there is another summit to climb. Do you know what it is? It is within yourself, your own mind. The most difficult task is to know oneself. One has to do it alone and himself. The writer's experience as an Everester inspired him to face life boldly. So this was all about the chapter, The Summit Within. Now let's move on to the important words and its meaning, and also the important question answers of this lesson. New words. Summit, the highest point. Panorama, view of a wide area. Jubilant, very happy because of success. Fade, disappear gradually. Brutal, very cruel or without mercy. Move on to the question answer section. Question number 1. What are the 3 qualities that played a major role in the author's climb? Answer. The 3 qualities that ensured the success of the author were endurance, persistence and willpower. Question number 2. Why is adventure, which is risky, also pleasurable? Answer. Mountain climbing is a great adventure but is also risky. It is a great challenge, and doing challenging job is in itself pleasurable. It gives immense joy to the doers. Question number 3. What was it about Mount Everest that the author found irresistible? Answer. Mount Everest attracted the author because it is the highest, the mightiest and has defied many previous attempts. It takes the last ounce of one's energy. Question number 4. One does not do it, which means climb a high peak for fame alone. What does one do it for really? Answer. Conquering summit is a great physical achievement. But more than that, it gives the climber the emotional and spiritual satisfaction. It satisfies man's eternal love for adventure. Move on to the 5th question. What were the symbols of reverence left by members of the team on Everest? Answer. The author left on Everest a picture of Guru Nanak. Rawat left a picture of goddess Durga. Pudurji left a relic of the Buddha. Edmund Hillary, being a Christian, buried a cross under the rock. All these were symbols of reverence for God. The last question of this lesson, question number 6. What, according to the writer, did his experience as an Everester teach him? Answer. The experience of having conquered Mount Everest changed him completely. It made him realize his own smallness. So my dear students, today's class is finished. In today's class we have learned about the 5th chapter, the Summit Within. It's a very interesting chapter about the Mount Everest. I hope all of you liked this chapter very well. Meet you in next video. Till then, goodbye.